Our target here is to talk about psychology. We are here to understand what we really like. Just the question, why not me? Would you like to be this likable person whom everybody likes? Where is the golden middle? There are always people who like us, and there will be always people who dislike us. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, dear friends. We are continuing our cycle Blitz Psychology. What is it, Blitz Psychology? These are the statements with which I provide you, to which you can react differently, you can accept them and take them as a hint, you can reject them, not agreeing with me, or you can use them as an impulse for thinking. Because my main target, not to share with you some prophetic revelations or giving you some extremely complicated scientific achievements, but to give you a room for contemplation. So let's get started. If from time to time you feel doubts about your decisions, about your approach, attitude, about yourself, it's normal, it's acceptable. It only says about one thing, that you have critical thinking. People who are mentally ill, especially narcissists and psychopaths, they never doubt their decisions. They never question themselves if they are right or wrong. They are always right, and they are quite determined in it. Our ability and skill to look at ourselves from a side says that we have developed even maybe mature psyche, because it's a wonderful skill of the human being not only to be the participant of the situation, but also the observer. The other extreme is also quite dangerous when you become only an observer and stop participating in everyday life. It can be provoking to other quite dangerous states. That is why it's quite good, it's quite acceptable to be both the performer and the spectator. To be confident in some things and know that it's a firm foundation, firm ground under your feet. But sometimes, especially when you start something new, you can be doubtful. You can share those doubts with those whom you trust, and you can find the common conclusion. That is why if you doubt your rightness, if you doubt your decisions, sometimes it's the sign that you have a healthy psyche. It's very relevant to trace your reaction to other people when you communicate with them. If within a short period of time, communicating with one person, you feel uncomfortable, uneasy, if you feel that your spirits go down, and it happens almost every time you encounter this person, it's not in vain, there is something behind that. And your attention should be attracted to this fact. It is worth to be noticeable, because either you're not compatible, and it means that you cannot participate in the long-term projects, in new endeavors, because you will take risk, especially if we speak about intimate partnership. but also it can be a sign of the illness, mental illness or neurosis of the other person. And our body, our wisest psyche, demonstrates us this potential danger. So our target is just to trace it and to do something with it. Today, unfortunately, I'm talking with you about some difficult issues which can make you alert. But it is better to be warned in time, to be prepared and face the reality objectively. Certainly not objectively, but at least realistically. That is why some facts are crucial for us. We should know them, we should remember them, and due to that, it's easier and easier for us with every piece of information to be stable, to develop, to use our potential and not to be offended by the reality. What a phrase, offended by the reality. It's interesting. Okay, coming to the statement. Mental illnesses are generated not only by genetics. Nowadays, the science has proven that if we spend most of our time in the surroundings of people who are mentally ill, unfortunately, we contract those diseases as well as viruses. So, therefore, please be cautious. If you have more than one neurotic around you, you are already in danger. Vorsicht, as Germans say. Be careful and reduce such communication to the minimum. Because at the moment of your vulnerability, when you feel weak for some reasons, you can catch it and it can afflict you, and in the long run you will lose part of your life. So please be careful. For those of you who would like to have personal consultation sessions with me, you are welcome. All my data you can find below, and get in touch with me, and I will try to do my best to understand you and find the way out with yourself together, certainly, out of your problem. See you soon.